but this works. That is the anthem of this van build. That works, I swear. Welcome back to another edition of my camper van build journal series. Today I will be installing the counter, the sink, and the water system. I found this diagram online. The people who made the blog are called Parked in Paradise, and I will link that in the description below. The system is really simple. It does not require any electricity. It is all manual. And again, I will link that in the description below so you can see the diagram. But essentially what it uses is this manual foot pump right here. This is the manual self-priming galley pump by Whale. Pumps out about 4 gallons of water every minute, so it is really good. How the whole system starts is you'd have a freshwater tank. You would put a piece of braided nylon food safe tubing into there, and then it would come out and it would go into your pump right here, and another tubing would come out and go up to your faucet right here. Water would come out, obviously, and then it would go into the sink and go down through this right here. It would be coming from the sink and it would go down into the gray water tank. It's very simple. So I do need to get another set of tubing. This is too small for the faucet, so I'm going to go ahead and go to Home Depot and get new tubing. Before I do that, I want to install the counter and the sink and let those dry, and then head out, do what I need to do at Home Depot, get what I need, and then start working on the actual water system. But yeah, so I'm excited to go ahead and finally put in some water. So I just put the counter on. I put some wood glue and my favorite, the heavy duty construction adhesive by Gorilla Glue. I put that and wood glue under. I'll show you underneath, but I put it under where it touches the wood, and I hope that stays, but I think I'm gonna screw some additional holes into this wood to keep it down, but from underneath to keep it stable and on here. I mean, I don't see it going anywhere, like, I don't. Granted, I do have this 40-pound salt bag on it that's kind of holding it down. So I want to put the sink in here as well. So what I'm going to do for the sink, I think, is just put a adhesive around this edge and maybe like a little bit on the lip, and let that sit. And then I'll go to Home Depot and get that additional tubing that I need. Yeah, and it started raining. I want to put the strainer and this tube that goes to the gray water on first, because it's going to be a little difficult to get that on with it in there. So I'm going to put it on first. So simply that just goes right in there. Very simply and easy. I want to get it nice and straight. Nice and straight. And then I'm going to take this little fitting and screw it on there. Okay. Get that on nice and tight. Nice watertight seal. Okay. I'm gonna test it just in case, so I'm gonna run some water through here and see if it comes out right here. Just make sure it just comes out right there. I'll be right back. Alright, I just tested it. The water is not going through where it shouldn't go through, so that's good. Now I'm gonna screw this on. This is specially made for campers. So it's pretty cool. And it screws right on this specific drain. When you're ordering this stuff, you have to make sure that you get the right, if you've ever worked with sinks, you probably know this, but if you've never worked with sinks like I have, never, then look up make sure the strainer is the same size as this tubing, the diameter. Okay, screw this guy on. This specifically allows water to just run through the tubing, doesn't let it sit, so that's how you get smells in your van from the sink, is when the water's just sitting in the tubing there. Okay, so that's on there nice and tight. This, I guess, was supposed to go to that, but this just fits on perfectly, so I'm going to do another test and see if water runs through here. We don't want water running out of here or here, so I just want to make sure, double check that it's just running out of there into the gray water. So I'll be right back and I'll test that again. So it worked perfectly, so happy. Now I'm going to use my favorite, the Heavy Duty Construction Adhesive Ultimate by Gorilla Glue. Do not use this as a hair product. If you guys have seen that recent meme or video of that girl using it as a hair gel, don't do that. She's doing Gorilla Glue right now. Crazy. I'm gonna put this around the edge here, and hopefully that just stays really nicely in there. Just put it around the edge. Okay. So now I'll put the sink in there. Try not to put this glue on any other part. And fit her right in. Okay. It's a little raised right here, but I'm not super worried about that. I think I might have to put something up here actually, because it's not touching in every point under here. All right, I'll put a couple dollops of silicone under there. I'll just prop this up a little bit. All right, check it out. It is in there. It's not going anywhere. The only thing is there's like this teeny tiny gap right here that is just irking me, but it's not going in there anymore. And I don't feel comfortable cutting the hole any bigger. I'm gonna go ahead and put another 40-pound salt bag on here just to let everything set. And hopefully by the time I come back from Home Depot with the other tubing, it will be all secured in there. The drain here is giving me a little bit of trouble because, as you can see, the hose goes up before it goes down into the jug. I would put it on its side, but the jug also leaks. So I am at a loss here trying to figure out what to do. I was thinking of cutting a hole in the bottom here just to lower that tank a little bit. It would be good because one would stabilize the jug and give it like a place to sit, and it would also lower that a bit so you know, the water could just freely flow into that gray water jug. But I feel like, I mean, it is inside of a cabinet, but I feel like it would just like look kind of sloppy. I do need to keep it upright. I think I'm gonna cut the hole, but I'm gonna think on it. I'm gonna start on the freshwater side. So what that involves is having a tube come from the freshwater to the pump here, and then from the pump it goes up to the faucet, and that's how you get the fresh water. So I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna think on the gray water, think what I want to do. Yeah, let me do this freshwater one. I might get some ideas. I've been thinking about the gray water, haven't come up with anything. This whole thing is a little stressful, but what is it with van building? I think I'm gonna end up cutting a hole in this so it goes down lower so this can drain better, which will be kind of sucky. But from here, I put the fresh water next to the gray water. I have this piece of tubing that goes all the way to the bottom of this tank, and it enters, so this is where the pump's going to be as well. So fresh water will pump into this bottom portion right here, and then with it sitting right here, it would come out, another piece of tubing would come out and go up to the faucet. So that's what I'm doing right now. I'm trying to cut this, but this is a little like stressful, but whatever. It'll work out. It always does. It always works out one way or another. Okay, after a fitful fight with the tubing in this thing and just getting water pumping through, I finally got water pumping. Look at that. That noise is the water coming out of the faucet. This is what it looks like from up there. Yay. The only thing is, one, there's a couple of things that I need to fix. There's just water sitting in here. So I need to put that gray water tank lower. Let me show you guys. I need to get proper couplings for right here and the bottom one. Get a piece of PVC pipe because this does not stay like in there perfectly straight. You get a piece of PVC pipe so when the tubing goes in there it's just straight. That is a problem. Even if I just have a gallon of water, it's hard for it to catch that. So I need to get a piece of PVC pipe so this goes straight down. Get those last bits of supplies, but before I do that, I think I'm gonna try to sink the gray water tank down into the ground. Hopefully that works out and it doesn't look like absolute crap. But I'll do that before I leave. So let's get that oscillating saw out. First, let me let all that water. There we go. See, if the tank was down like this, it's so easy for that water to exit. Literally just all exiting. So I think once I sink that, it'll be a lot better. Cool. Well, that was relatively painless. This oscillating saw, y'all, is seriously the coolest tool instrument that my dad has in his arsenal of tools. I mean, it's so cool. It's by Sonic Crafter, and it's easy to work with, and it makes really nice cuts. I'm happy with the way. That's a win. I consider that a win for the day. Now I just need to figure out the rest of this water system. Got these things, except for the beer, at Home Depot, and I'm ready to finish the water job. Let's do it. Alright, it's done. Look, everything is in there, nice and secured. The tubing's a little long, but that's okay. The main achievement here is this. Pump water. Pump water. Yes! Everything's like concealed too, so I don't want water. It's gonna look like that. When I do want water, I'm gonna open this. I'm gonna put my foot here, press down, I'm gonna get some water. I think this is great, especially for what we're using this van for, which is like periodical adventures here and there, not extended stay adventures, just enough water for cleaning dishes and just like filling up water bottles and stuff. I like how it all turned out. It looks really good. The counter looks amazing. I'm really happy. I have to clean up some edges here. But overall, I'm really happy with how everything turned out. There's still some water that sits at the bottom there because this isn't all the way in there, but it's good. I mean, it's fine because it doesn't leak, which is like the main concern. For the gray water back here, you guys probably noticed in the time lapse, but I cut out this piece right here. I got like really comfortable with that saw and I was like, oh yeah, I'm gonna cut out this right here for this jug. But I didn't realize there's this gap here, so that wouldn't work, it wouldn't fit. So I had to reattach using these brackets here. Whatever, it's fine, it's all good, it gets covered up, you can't even tell. And so back here for the gray water, for this so it doesn't leak like it has been, I just put a piece of really rigid tubing, not as rigid as PVC, but not as flexible as this. I put some tubing in there that takes the water all the way to the bottom, so there's no chance of it even getting up here unless I neglect to empty it. So everything's working really well. I'm gonna do some finishing touches later, like at a later date, like secure these jugs down, or at least secure this jug down because it's the one that can move this one. Really happy that it just kind of like sits back there. I secured this down. I still have room over here. I think this would be a good place for the Coleman stove. And then right here, I put these brackets on to just make sure that connection from the tubing here is really secure. Same thing, it's a little dark, you can't tell, but right up here where the faucet connects to the tubing, I put another bracket on there. So, cheers, everybody. Boop. So I got this thing from the Restore, and it works. I mean, it works. For $7, this works. So what I would use this mostly for is just to give me more space on the counter. I mean, 12 inches of space, so I could put a cutting board on here and cut stuff, or just, I don't know. I got this, I thought it was a cool thing for $7. It works. Like, I did want to get something that covers the sink for when we're not using it. But this works. That is the anthem of this van build. That works. This is just an easy, the foot pump method is just an easy way to have water in your van, running water in your van. It does take a couple extra steps, so you do have to fill up the freshwater tank and you do have to empty the gray water tank. That's the only thing about this entire system. I feel like for a part-time van dweller, which is what this van is going to be for me and Jonathan, I feel like for a part-time van dweller, it is a perfect system. I feel like if you were living full-time out of a van, it might be a little difficult to do that maybe every couple days, every day, however much water you drink or use. That'll get a little old, so I feel like having a system to where it's all automatic would be better. But for us, this is perfect, and it was cost efficient and very easy to install. So I installed this in a day, I mean half a day even, and you can drink a beer while doing it. But yeah, so thank you guys so much for watching another video about my van build. If you have any suggestions about the water system or about anything else in the van, please comment below. If you did like this video, please show me some love and give me a thumbs up. If you do want to watch more of these videos, then subscribe and hit those bell notifications. We really appreciate it. Please join me in the next video where I do who knows what with this van. Every day is an adventure. So thank you so much, guys. I will see you in the next video. Bye.